What's up, world? This is WeNeeda5th. This your man Mo. Got my man Hill
In the building.
Got my man P in the building.
What's up, fellas?
Off season, that's what's up, P. Right now, major moves that happened. LeBron James resigned with the Lakers, or at least there's reports that he's going to resign with the Lakers. 2-year deal, player option for the second year. 2 years, $104 million. In other news, forward Joe Ingles agrees to a 1-year deal with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Alex Burks agrees to a 1-year deal with the Miami Heat. Okay, moving right along. Taurean Prince agrees to a 1-year deal with the Bucks.
I just figured out last year him and I think DeMaurice Carroll are
Yes.
two different people.
Torian was a Laker, right?
Yes, yes, yeah.
And that's how I figured, because DeMaurice Carroll was like behind him. He was like an assistant or something.
Yes.
So
Damon Lee agrees to a 1-year deal with the Phoenix Suns.
Nepotism.
Okay. Center Thomas Bryant headed back to Miami in a 1-year deal.
Everybody's leaving up there, huh? They want to stay with Joker?
And last business of the day, Minnesota will reportedly add forward PJ Dozier to on a 1-year deal.
Shoring up their bench.
So you guys impressed?
Inconsequential, all of them.
All of them.
Every single one of them.
Even the James 2-year deal.
Inconsequential.
Wow. Okay.
You knew he was going back.
Okay.
I think it's what's underneath the layers that we
Okay.
the James contract.
Okay.
I was going to give back a little bit so they can get a nice mid-level exemption. And they got no one.
I mean, I think honestly, the one person that you might have won said that he wasn't going to take less money. DeMar DeRozan wasn't going to
He
take.
tried for Klay.
According to reports, it was more of a quality cost of living situation. That
California
was the tipping point.
Taxes.
And the fact that they were offering less money added with that. And they reports are saying that Klay felt that Dallas was a better position to contend for a championship than the Lakers. The thought process or the story that's being reported is, hey, they were 3 games away from a championship, and maybe I could be the piece that could help them with that.
And we're not going to stick on the Lakers solely, but also he gave him some money for, which I thought would be a 3-year, $1.9 million deal, turns into a 4-year,
4 for 8, might as well say, right?
$8 million deal for a second-round pick.
You know, I don't recall, because I don't think anyone ever pays attention to second-round picks as much as we're paying attention to Bronny. But has there ever been a 4-year guarantee deal for a second-round pick, period?
I do not remember.
Because I remember Gilbert Arenas, pretty much outplayed his contract.
Mm-hmm.
And he teases Richard Jefferson, who was like a lottery pick, like 2 years later, like I'm making way more money than you. 'Cause they ripping, my contract is done. Now they got to pay me what I did on the court. So, yeah, I don't know.
I have to look into that because I know second-round players get contracts.
Well, yeah, it would have to be. I'm just interested in the amount of years, right? Like Draymond was a second-round pick, I believe.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Joker.
Joker, I believe Manu. Brunson and Gilbert. So it'd be interesting. What's the most amount of years the second round picks ever got? Guaranteed. That's the kicker. Guaranteed.
Correct.
Yeah, fully guaranteed.
Some questions, Lucy.
Oh no, it's no questions. Well,
there's no questions.
Oh, you know the
We have questions, but we
you know
we
the
don't
answer.
answer. So why you gonna answer questions? Got it.
Pregunte, por favor.
I mean, that's pretty much your prince of the kingdom. If we've given your father the kingdom, so this is how we treat our princes.
Well, make it work. I mean, like we said, nepotism happens everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
This is just one step up with the guaranteed money.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to get more and more backlash, and I feel bad for Bronny in regards to it, but I don't feel bad for LeBron because he's taking care of his son.
Yeah.
So Bronny just has to deal with it and work hard. I saw a little bit more footage of Bronny, and are there 60 players better? Probably.
Careful,
but
careful.
it's not that bad.
Yeah,
It's not that bad.
What I've always said is that I've never said that he was a terrible player, but I felt like he's one of those players that, hey, he could have benefited from 4 years in college. He should have been, for me, his ideal route would have been trying to emulate what Jalen Brunson did. Like, Jalen Brunson didn't spend 1 year in college and come out and be what he is today. He spent 4 years in college.
Yeah. Jalen Brunson's better, but I think he gave you 2 championships too.
Yeah, but my thing is, he had the opportunity to find out, play with his game, figure out what works for him, and start honing in on that and refining that so that he could be the player that he is in the NBA. He had that time during college to kind of work out his craft, and especially work out his craft against more athletic competition, more NBA talent and whatnot. And
yeah, I think you just go case by case, right?
Yeah.
KD was 1 and done. Tyler Hansbrough did 4 years. You know what I mean?
Right.
You just Grant Hill did 4 years. OJ Mayo did 1. So I think it's just case by case.
Right.
I don't know. You may be right. We'll never know because he didn't stay 4 years. But I don't know how that works. Like 4 years of experience playing high pressure situations like Jalen Brunson in the Final Four. So you build for it when you get to the NBA. Or you take someone like Jermaine O'Neal, who just played against grown men since he was 17, 18 years in practice. He just got better. He didn't have any NCAA. You know, he became an all-star in this league. So
litmus test can be different.
Yeah.
For most people. So we'll see.
Let's stay on the West Coast. A lot of things happening in Clipper Nation. A lot of movement.
Is it Clipper Nation? No,
yeah, that's not a thing. I understand.
Well, who do they get to? Because all right, let's take care of the elephant in the room. The guy left.
Yeah.
Who do they get to fulfill history? Now we're not going to overlook Paul George, but who fills that vacuum? Who do they pick up?
I think
they re-signed Westbrook, right?
they're going to sell you on you can't replace a player like Paul George. They're going to have to do it by committee. That's what they're going to sell you on.
Yeah,
but to answer your question, nobody.
It's going to be Harden.
No, he was already on the team.
Yeah,
so
but he came in like half the season and
still over there,
and they had that little run where he was trying to fit in, and now he gets to implement the full Harden system because he doesn't have to work with two superstars now.
Harden is still Harden. Harden is still Harden. Yeah. Who's going to replace? Not the production. Who's going to replace the player of Paul George? Mobamba?
Oh no, it's not. They haven't addressed it
in a new arena.
Yeah. Harden. That's all I can tell you is,
well, Harden's not the best player in the team.
I think he's going to have to be.
No.
You trust Kawhi to be healthy?
He's going to have to be. Kawhi's the best player in the team.
And I would take the bet that he won't play more than 60 games.
I think they'll take 60 games right about now, I'll tell you the truth.
Yeah, they're in that tough situation where they're good enough to make the playoffs, but probably not good enough to make any noise in the playoffs.
With Paul George.
Yeah.
So without him, I see a struggle going on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to be James Harden.
It's almost,
they need players.
Yeah. I mean, if they make the playoffs, it's a borderline successful season this year. In my eyes.
Yeah.
Because like you said, with Paul George, they lost in the first round. Take away Paul George, what are your expectations?
And he played
like
amount of games,
75.
Right, a healthy amount of games.
He was relatively healthy this
year.
year.
Taking that away.
I mean, typical Clippers, though, right? They're reverting back to the mean. You know, when Ballmer first bought the franchise, people thought, oh, this is a new day and age. He's making changes. He's being aggressive. He's willing to spend money.
No, to their credit, though, they still have Harden and Leonard. So I don't want to go that far to say they're the old Clippers. They're going to struggle, but they're middling. The old Clippers they're in the lottery next year, which they may be. But, I mean, they have hope of making the playoffs.
Did they retain Plumlee?
I can't tell you. I don't know.
I mean,
we're spending way too much time on the Clippers,
right?
If they're a 7th, 8th seed, I consider it a successful season.
staying out west, Golden State.
Same.
What the heck?
Same thing.
Wow, a lot of movement. They let go.
Treadmill going
CP3.
Don't mind that.
They got Klay Thompson out of the building.
That's a see. This is where we might disagree with the whole Paul George thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's an addition by subtraction.
We're going to say
Absolutely.
No, I think it's the same thing. Maybe to a lesser degree. We could argue, but I think Golden State and the Clippers just lost really good players through free agency.
You know what, though? I think Golden State's hit is a little.
Because you have Steph,
Draymond.
But you have Steph, Draymond, and Klay to see what I got you.
And know what the thing is, though? I just can't get out of my head how badly he was playing toward the end of the season. And it was just like, it was too. And for me, I can almost forego his offensive woes toward the end of the season because I think, hey, he's a legitimate shooter, one of the top shooters of all time. He'll find his shot. But what really troubled me is he couldn't stay in front of anyone. He was getting crushed.
Well, I blame LeBron.
Okay.
What is he, like 35?
35.
He's supposed to get blown by young boys.
Yeah.
Like, he's paused. But, he shot 39% for three. Like you said, offensively.
Which is good.
Which is Reggie Miller, Larry Bird, who we thought were the greatest three-point shooters of all time until this new era, right?
Shot 44.
From the field. Yeah, it goes down because, you mean
from three.
Yeah. So it was a full off for him,
right?
But he fell down to Larry Bird and Reggie Miller.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But defensively, I don't. He's going to slow down.
But
you couldn't pay him.
You can't lose both though, and that's at certain points toward the end of the season, especially when they got toward the playoffs. He was a liability on both sides of the ball where he wasn't hitting his shot and you can't stay in front of anybody.
I think it was a close to equal loss for both teams. That's just me. Clippers and Warriors. If you think Paul George was a bigger loss, it's fine. But I don't think it was that big of a difference as far as losing a player.
And they replaced it with Melton and Shlomo. And Shlomo had a terrible Western Conference.
Yeah, Shlomo I don't get. He's a good player, but I actually like Melton, but I feel you already have Gary Payton II. I feel like they're similar players. I think Melton's a little bit better offensively.
Right.
So, yeah, Golden State and Clippers, to me, they're in the same situation. Same expectations, same situation.
You're looking for one move. And
a man called Laurie?
Yeah. That totally changes everything.
Yeah, that would help out.
I'm hearing that part of the hiccups has, as far as, I know Golden State was in play with Paul George at one point, and a lot of stories are saying that one of the holdups was Jonathan Kuminga, that they didn't want to get rid of him. Do you think that was the right decision by Golden State?
No. You guys are way bigger on Kuminga than I am. I think you could get another Kuminga anytime.
I love Kuminga, but I take Lauri Markkanen in a heartbeat, to be fair.
No, I'm asking it not for Lauri Markkanen, for PG-13.
He's holding up Markkanen, too.
Yeah.
I think that the Ron Holland guy from G League Unite.
Right.
I think he could be your next Kuminga. Like I think you could get one. He's a 6'8", pretty. And I don't want to belittle. He's a good player.
Shout out to GS for their development.
But I think you can replace him pretty easily, fairly easily.
Laurie and PG, I think those are no-brainers.
So y'all guys would have pulled up
in a heartbeat. I got burned by Taylor Horton Tucker.
Oh, that held up so many deals for you guys.
It's your guy, so you have that feeling of homegrown. So you have a little bit. No, as I get older, I start thinking more towards business modules as opposed to more personal feelings. Like, he's our guy. And I'm thinking about said players from, say, when we were playing. I'm like, we value more people who we play with, just say from our block.
Right.
And we would say, no, we wouldn't trade for someone with outstanding talent, which is valuable more. And then you say, I probably missed out on the boat of making, our team much better. So I get it, but no, he has to go. In a heartbeat.
Okay. Stay out west. OKC.
Abundance of riches.
Presti, man. Other than what's the guy in Boston? The coach that got kicked upstairs.
Oh my goodness.
Butler.
Brad
Stevens, who I kind of killed because you get fired and get a general manager. Besides Brad Stevens, I don't think you could even argue who's better than Presti.
How do you give a team abundance of draft picks, dead set winning talent already, and salary cap relief? Like, how do you go into this draft with all of that?
They're the blueprint where you hit because you don't have to pay Jalen Williams and Holmgren are on rookie contracts, so you could go out and get a Hartenstein. I mean, I think that's the key, that they draft well. I think that's the key for OKC. We were talking last episode about Utah, about hitting on your draft picks. Okay, sit, because they got Hartenstein. I believe they got someone else. Caruso. Mm-hmm. I mean,
nailed it. Nailed it. And Jalen Williams is, and they don't want to give up on Jalen because they love him, but Jalen is what Utah wants. Mm-hmm. So they'll end up having the brothers there, and they'll give up Lauri Markkanen. You're talking about Shea, Lauri.
That's tough.
I don't know if we do that. I think I'll stick with Jalen Williams because I think Markkanen we've seen the best of. Jalen Williams, I don't think we've seen the best of yet. And again,
and you have Chet,
and he's on a rookie contract.
Right, and you have Chet.
Yeah,
I don't know. I might do that.
Really?
I don't know their playmakers outside because Jalen takes away from what do you call it? From Shea. Yeah, in a good way, like they help each other. Like he could run the point.
I like that big three.
When Shea, I wouldn't do it either.
That front line is pretty nice. Hartenstein, Chet. And,
and
Markkanen and what you
slide in two guard here anyway. Slide in.
Yeah, and with Shea and what you call it, and it's not like they're all clogging the paint. They with Chet and Markkanen, you're spacing it out.
It's a good place to be in with OKC, put it that way. Like, you guys are right. Like, they are the blueprint of how you run a franchise in this league. I don't think it's bad either way I'm looking at it. Mm-hmm. It just fits how you would like it. You know what I mean? I don't think you go wrong with Markkanen. I don't think you go wrong with Jalen either. I just think adding Hartenstein to that squad and Caruso is just like...
Yeah, I feel that was the weakness. That once Holmgren was out, you really didn't have much as far as in the paint. Now you got a Hartenstein.
Yeah. You're rough.
Yeah. And you can take Holmgren out of the paint and let him just be one of those weak side defenders that's floating like a free safety and covering the Hartenstein's back and whatnot. Because Chet has shown that, he's a willing defender. And I think if he doesn't have to be right in the paint, he could be really effective. I have him right behind Wemby as far as defensive effectiveness and whatnot. He's a baller on that side of the ball. Let's talk about Dallas a little bit. Dallas added Klay Thompson. Do we think that's the piece that they were missing?
Well, he'd be a knockdown, dead shot shooter. He's got two of the best, offensive players right now. He can just go on the wing. It's better to him than Green. He's ideal for breakdown. Defense-wise, you're dead.
I think it comes out.
That's what I have worries about.
This might be almost like blasphemous. Who do you think is better, Jones Jr. or him? Because I think Jones went to the Clippers.
Yeah.
So he's de facto kind of taking his slot, Jones' slot. So Klay's replacing him basically. So I don't. And like you said, defensively, which is not exactly Dallas' strong suit.
Yeah,
and I mouth open, pause. They lost Jones?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Yes, sir.
See, I'm just finding that out.
Those are one of those things where you're like, it's not a big thing, but you're like, no,
that's big.
Yeah.
That's big. Yeah. And actually, it's another 3-and-D jumper for the Clippers. Not even says it's not going to help.
Man.
But, it's not. And he's actually going to lose what I think he was gaining here in Dallas. They should have tried to retain him.
And
they're in bad shape.
I think, Dallas is
in bad shape.
I thought with the Klay Thompson deal, like Laker Nation, I know everybody wanted him. I thought Lakers dodged a bullet with that one. I'm sorry.
Not with everything they have. He would just fit in with everything because you can hide him.
Okay.
He could just be their dead set sniper.
But I think Dallas, they might have taken a step back.
No, I didn't know Jones. They definitely did from a defensive standpoint.
Yeah.
They're going to have to be the Denver Nuggets with Michael Adams. I mean, they have to just score.
Yeah. Because with those three players, you're not stopping anybody. Luka, Kyrie, and Klay, you're not stopping.
Unless Klay resurges.
You're not stopping anybody.
New field, new place, something to prove.
You're not stopping
I just feel he'll
anybody.
resurge when they play Golden State.
I
don't know about 82 games of it.
I think he'll get his shot back. I think he can possibly get his shot back.
Defensive going.
No. You don't lose a step like he does and get that back. I'm sorry. Because it looked bad last season toward the end of the season as far as, him being able to stay in front of people. Like, he was making the bench players look good. Like, forget guarding a starter. Toward the end of the season, he couldn't guard a bench player.
We'll see. I guess we'll see the resurgence. Yeah. Denver? What about Denver? Lost KCP.
Yeah.
And that's a significant loss, in my opinion.
More than a Jones, right?
Yeah.
And I think they need to make a move.
Yeah, they're just not deep. I know this. You still got Murray, you still got Joker, you still got MPJ, Gordon. But
got rid of the backup point guard.
But after,
got rid of the backup point guard.
Right.
Yeah, I think they need to make some moves.
Brown.
I don't think they need stars, but they need people that could be stars in their role.
They re-signed DeAndre Jordan, which I don't
That's
know.
That doesn't move the needle for me.
So
they're so top heavy with salary.
I got OKC and Minnesota probably ahead of them right now. I have to really look at the rosters to see how Denver's roster shapes out. Of course you got Joker and Murray. You have a chance.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll be interesting to see how they fill out that roster. They lost some key pieces, especially KCP. He was a big piece of that team.
Down in Orlando.
Yeah,
which I thought was a good move for them.
Yeah.
Tobias Harris left the Sixers
down to the
East Coast.
He was a Piston before, right? I don't have to do this again. Like we've done this already, right?
Yeah.
I just don't understand how this man gets contracts back and forth. I don't get it.
I mean, kudos to him and his agent, which I think is his father actually, which is kind of cool. But I think they said he's earned the most money for a non-All-Star in NBA history.
Hey,
take that for what it.
Kudos. Get your money.
Detroit. Yeah.
Detroit, they hired JB Bickerstaff as the head coach.
Which I think is a good hire. He did a decent job with Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
They extended Cade Cunningham.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more of the same for Detroit, though. That being said, they'll be back in the lottery.
All right. Staying on the East Coast, James Wiseman went to Pacers.
Oh, you guys are really paying attention.
Does that move the needle for y'all at all?
Where?
To the Pacers.
Yeah.
It gives them a little bit depth, right? Because they still got
Miles Turner.
Mm-hmm.
James Wiseman.
You don't think he makes make a difference in Indiana?
I think he's the reason why.
He's adding depth to the bench.
No, but what does he do? Like he's a basketball player, an NBA basketball player. I get it, but no, seriously. But what does he bring besides showing up to the gym?
6'11" on paper. That's what he shows you.
Okay,
I mean, he's the reason why I think Bob Myers is comfortable in the booth right now because he messed up that pick.
I don't know what is James Wiseman basketball strength. You know what I mean? I know his physical attribute. He's tall, but what does he do? I don't think he's necessarily a good rim protector. I don't think he's necessarily a good rebounder. I don't think he's necessarily a good. So what does he? I don't understand what he does.
He gives the perception that he's tall on paper.
Okay.
Do you think Rick Carlisle could get the best out of him?
No, I think Rick Carlisle is overrated.
I don't. Yeah.
Say with your chest.
I mean, Rick Carlisle was an average player. That might be being generous. So what can he teach Wiseman exactly?
All right. Let's go. Stay on the East Coast. 76ers, pick up Paul George. Resign
Tyrese Maxey.
Tyrese Maxey, excuse me. Extended him.
Drummond.
Signed Andre Drummond. What do we think about this, P?
Well, where you at? With Drummond. I mean,
I like the Drummond pickup because I think clearly he's not a starter.
No.
I think it's kind of
Embiid insurance.
He's talented, but I don't know if he wants it.
But hopefully, by the time you get to the playoffs, he'll want it because he'll be needed. Because
I think you eat up Embiid's minutes during the regular season. I think you give Embiid about 30 minutes, 35 minutes. And give Drummond. Hopefully, you guys are blowing people out with Maxey, George, and Embiid, that you can sit the guy for the playoffs. And Drummond's just going to take all the minutes for the regular season.
This similar to Denver. They have to round out the team. Like you said, they're top heavy. If this was a video game, I would love Maxey, George, and Embiid. Let's go. But this is real life. People get injured. People miss games. So on paper, I think it's a good move. I like that trio. But like Embiid's whole career, it depends on Embiid's health.
You hate it.
I just think that you have two injury-prone players at this point. And one of those players, Embiid, has shown you that consistently every year, I'm going to be hurt. Consistently every year, I'm going to miss at least 20 games. And like you guys say, it looks good on paper. Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, and Embiid. But I seriously doubt they'll be able to keep that team healthy.
Conditioning. Conditioning. Hope that this is a triumphant that they like playing with. You know what I'm saying? It was different from when you had Harden. It was kind of thrusted and forced upon them, and you didn't have that feel like they were all together.
Mm-hmm.
This seems like three players that might like playing with each other, so hopefully the big guy will get better condition going in.
Now, I know where I stand on this. If you guys were Sixers management, would you allow Embiid to play in the Olympics?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind.
Yeah. It's just my theory, and this goes back to like the Barkley 92 Dream Team. I just think players get better. Like when you play in the Olympics all summer, you come back in the season, hit the ground running because you're already in shape. You've been sharpening your steel against other great talented players. So, I'm not with the little management with keep him in the bubble wrap. And if Embiid gets hurt, he's going to get hurt. But I want my basketball players to play basketball.
Okay.
Yeah,
do the same thing?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Stay on the East Coast. New York Knicks.
I thought they took a hit. And I don't know why, but Hartenstein is big for that team.
Yeah. I thought let me first ask you guys this. What do you guys think about the OG signing?
I like it.
It was a good signing.
Okay. Yeah. I thought they overpaid for OG. And I thought the patience that they showed with Hartenstein, like, we're not going to overpay you, even though you had a great year for us last year. Thought they should have exhibited that with OG, too.
Oh, no.
Like, 42, Hill?
Their splits with OG is crazy. This team together with OG, like 14-3. No way. I play it out with a healthy. Hopefully, with a healthy. That's another one. Just gotta hope he's healthy.
And that's I guess my biggest gripe with it is that he hasn't proven that he can stay healthy, and you guys are paying him a contract like he's proven to you guys.
Sometimes
that
you have to. Sometimes you have to. I think they paid, and no comparisons. I think they paid Kevin Durant and Klay for like a year they didn't even play. You just have to assume
Klay might have been 2 years.
Right. You just have to assume that they're going to give that to you. You know what I mean? So, no comparisons, of course. I'm just saying.
And that's it's like apples and oranges at that point. I feel like for that, Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson had so much more stock and equity as far as, just being available. Forget their resume. Just being available at that point, they had more stock and equity than OG has shown. Like, he's always been injuries.
Yeah, but when he's healthy, if you saw the playoffs, and when he came to the Knicks, he had Siakam on lock. You know what I mean? And he played his worth. I think he played his worth into this contract. I don't mind the money even.
Okay. Do you think the Knicks need to make another move?
Yeah. Knicks need a center. Talk about injury.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't go after. Maybe he's not a fit. Maybe he's not a tips guy. Like Valanciunas was out there. Yeah,
they're going after Plumlee. Mitch can't stay on the floor. I mean,
yeah, that's the and that's the whole thing. You really need another 7-footer. I get that you don't want to pay Hartenstein what he got from OKC, but you're going to have to replace him. You're just going to have to. I think OKC, by taking Hartenstein, kind of won the offseason.
Yeah.
If the Knicks had kept him, they would have won it. It's that close to
line, right?
Yeah.
Hey guys, let us know what you guys think. Are you following the offseason trades and the movement? Let us know what you think about what's happening on both sides of the ball, on Eastern Conference and the Western Conference. Hit us up on social media. Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that notification button so you know when the next video is coming out. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to your podcast. And you can hit us up directly at WeNeeda5th@gmail.com. Before we get out of here, whatchamacallit, are there any moves that we haven't talked about that you guys think is really going to move the needle?
Not move the needle, but shout out Obi Toppin. Like their bench, the Pacer bench. If you're going to have, I think them retaining Obi, I think, is a part of that Pacer new wave that they're doing right now.
So I mentioned Wiseman for the Pacers, nothing.
Obi's better than Wiseman. Obi's better than
Wiseman.
Okay.
I don't. He's a young player trying to find his way. I've seen nothing from him. I haven't seen anything where I would sign him for what?
Nothing. Nothing. Brooklyn's a total revamp, right?
Yeah.
And Phoenix, did they do anything?
They re-signed some people. Yeah, can't really recall who.
They did a deal today.
Royce O'Neal, I think they re-signed him. Yeah, it's like you bring everybody back, but you weren't good. Right. So what's the point of bringing everyone back? But
Damon Lee, they signed him.
Phoenix, right?
Yeah, we touched on that at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As limited as Phoenix is, outside of trading one of their big three and whatnot, outside of trading one of their big three, they don't really have much room to make.
I think it's two.
Right. I was stumped there. Like
I think it's. We understand, but we think it's two. Well, go ahead.
And I wasn't even joking. I literally was stumped.
Okay. I knew what you were talking about.
You knew about Bill,
but I thought it was funny. Hill doesn't understand where you were going.
I literally thought you were just talking about Booker and Durant. You knew about Bill, is what you were saying, right? I didn't even count that. I'm thinking how they're gonna break up the two stars, and thinking that's a good one. Nah, that's fair. That's fair. No, that might be seriously. That might hurt Phoenix for years down the road. Like you're talking about additions that they have. I don't think they'll ever recover from Bradley Beal.
No trade clause.
No.
And do you think there are any players out there that they can pick up that can help them out what they're trying to do?
Not off the top of my head, because whoever's that good would demand a certain amount of money that they can't pay them. So maybe there's someone that's kind of like fringe, almost out the league, but they still go play that I'm not thinking of. But
I'll give you one person. I don't know if they could get him. I don't know where he stands. They need a point guard. If they can find a way to get Spencer Dinwiddie, it would help.
I think he's still
Lakers.
Out. Yeah,
he's on the Lakers don't want. I mean, Spencer Dinwiddie, add more money and try to get. I mean, you want to really go overboard, and take D'Angelo.
I think they're both good players. I just don't think.
I think they need a point. I think you need to move Booker to the 2.
People keep saying that, and that may be right, but I'm more like they need height. I just think they're
small and
I don't think they're good.
Yeah, they have multiple issues. Let's say that. They have
I don't think they're good. I mean, I think you need to add more firepower. D'Angelo has more offense. Spencer has more offense. I don't think Spencer's happy in L.A.
But they were what, like a 5th seed, 6th
Absolutely.
seed? They weren't horrible
Absolutely.
last year.
Nope. But I knew they were going to lose.
Right.
Yeah,
they weren't horrible.
but they weren't good.
Yeah, I mean, because you got Katie and Booker, so you got a shot. You know what I mean? But I guess it's limited.
Yeah.
So do you guys think they're a playoff team this year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So okay.
But one of them young boys is gonna kick them right out the playoffs.
Yeah, I can't see them beating Minnesota.
I don't know about well, you got them.
Memphis.
In that case, it's a young boy. Then you got them at the tail end. We got them at 4 and 5. That's a good chance that they might. I don't even know anyone.
Because I think the young teams in the West are gonna start.
OKC, Minnesota, and Memphis. Memphis, I believe, resigned extended Bane or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I think Memphis could be a playoff team this year.
Yeah, I think they could be a top 5 team. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if they're able to get their act together in New Orleans, who knows what they could do down there.
Yeah,
that's a good one too.
OKC, Minnesota, Memphis, New Orleans. They have top 4 seed talent. I don't know if they're gonna do it, but talent wise, they all could be the top 4 seeds. With all due respect to Denver, but
Valanciunas went where?
Washington.
Was it Washington?
Yeah,
turned down the Lakers.
And that's why I say that. How did the Knicks? And I don't think he got like a crazy contract. Like, how did the Knicks not pick him up?
I think it was like 3 for 30.
It's not bad.
The Knicks couldn't do that. I don't know. They're funny. Like,
well, it was his choice because I think the Lakers was offering that mid level. It was like 14 something, and he turned that down. So he made a decision to take the Washington.
Go to Washington.
So interesting.
I would think they would have to go to Washington. I would think as a putting myself in a NBA player's shoes, they would have to offer me the most money. That's the only way I could conceive signing with Washington. Is that they just give me the biggest
pretty
bag.
much, and they're not.
Yeah.
You know something I don't know. Probably it's probably SARS. Twin Tower with SARS. That could be it.
Maybe international basketball. He likes to
Twin Tower play some.
He sees something that nobody else sees.
Play something in SARS quietly. Got a little Garnett wants to be ahead of the.
Hey, maybe he's a Jordan Poole fan.
No,
he
it's
wants
SARS.
to join the pool party.
It's SARS.
Yeah, him and Draymond.
Or he's a KK guy.
Could be my man
Kyle
Kuzma.
You know, never know.
NBA free agency never disappoints. Yo.
Yeah,
it never. Every year it never disappoints.
Yeah,
we even talk about CP3.
CP3 in San Antonio. I like it.
I thought it was a reason
I like it a lot.
I thought it was a reason we didn't.
No, I was gonna save it for next show, but hey, want to get into it?
But that was with the
time constraints to hold us back from CP3.
Wiseman and the insignificant stuff.
Wow. But CP3 in San Antonio, I like it a lot.
I know it's serious. I think the mentorship part of it could help Wemby, but. Yeah, they're a lottery team. Again.
That's important, though, believe it or not, though.
Yeah.
And I think the fact that you have someone that knows that the job is to get the ball to Wemby. Like, I felt like that wasn't a thing last year. Like, I thought that at certain points, eventually we'll get it to Wemby, but that ain't the job. And I need his team. I need Wemby's teammates to realize the job is, hey, get me the rock.
Yeah, I think it's more mentorship where Chris Paul might have to tell him you're going to have to demand it because Chris Paul's not going to be there for the majority of Wemby's career. You know what I mean? So I think Wemby, I put it on Wemby. Like, he has to have the mentality. I know he's a rookie, so you want to step on his toes, but he has to be like, yo, get me the ball.
Yeah.
You know, you might have to grab a couple collars.
And like I said, I love CP3 there for that because I think he's going to reinforce that on and off the court. He's going to be like, hey, when he's on the court, hey, go, I got you. Go. Yeah. Go to your spot, I got you right there. When he's off the court, he's going to be like, why aren't y'all getting him the ball? Yep. Get him the ball.
No.
And I think San Antonio needs more of that.
Like, pretty much the same way he did with Ayton, Bridges, Cam.
SGA.
Yeah. Booker, like those. Like,
I don't know if you want to claim Ayton right now, but yeah.
Bridges. I mean, they got to the finals, but...
Yeah. No, I think the learning curve, Basketball wise, like I'm not sure what Chris Paul has left, to be honest. But mentor wise, mentality wise, I do think he really could help Wemby. So it wasn't a horrible pick. I joke, I kid. Chris Paul's excellent basketball mind. Could be the coach of the Lakers if you ask me. But
Great.
So in all seriousness, I think it was a good pickup for Wemby's development, which is the long game. I don't think they're trying to win a championship next year. So they're thinking long range with Wemby right now.
Okay. Fellas, what's on the radar?
You guys brought it up. It's Beverly Hills Cop.
Beverly Hills Cop 4, Axel F. You there for that?
Yes, I am.
You gonna be watching that tonight?
I will probably be watching
sometime
over the
this weekend. Over the weekend. P, you there for Beverly Hills Cop 4? You trust Eddie Murphy now?
Well, that's two different questions, bro.
Great question. That's
two different questions. Yes and no. I will be watching it. Do I trust him? No. Keep up the movie theme though. I saw A Quiet Place. Day one, not bad.
It? Good,
not bad, not bad. No, it was a good movie. It was a good movie. I actually missed the second one, so I think I might have to go back and catch the second one. But it was a good one. Lupita does it again.
I'm gonna borrow one of your tactics. I've never seen any of them.
No, it's good.
Yeah, no, it's a good movie.
Good.
I'm not into the horror.
I was thinking about it. There's like 2 or 3 movies just like it. They just did it better than everyone else. It's not exactly original. Like the whole, if the things hear you, the creatures hear you, they come.
Little Bird Box, everything.
Yeah. So I forgot about that one. Someone said. But yeah, it's a good movie. So if you guys out, looking for a movie to see, Quiet Place Day One, not bad.
Okay. For me, Axel F. Off season NBA.
Do you trust him?
Oh no, I don't trust him. Eddie has a lot to prove for me.
Jeez.
I'm serious.
It's like 40 years deep in the game.
Because he had a good resume, and then there's certain movies that I just can't forget because they were so bad. And Coming to America too. That stench is still around. Yeah. I can still smell it. and the stench of Beverly Hills Cop 3, I can still smell that. So Beverly, he's lucky I'm here for 4, because Beverly Hills Cop 3 was bad enough that I could have skipped this whole thing. Like, woo.
But 1 and 2 was so good.
Yeah,
here for it.
Yeah. 1 and 2 is so good that I'm willing to give him a shot again. But he got a lot to prove. Hey, hit us up on social media. Let us know what you guys think. Are you checking out for Axel F? Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that notification button so you know when the next video is coming out. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to your podcast. You can hit us up directly at WeNeeda5th@gmail.com. And fellas, that's another one in the books.
Peace.